My name is Matthew Ryan. A lot of people call me Matt. I live in Santa Cruz. I'm 50 years old. I don't feel it, but I am. And I have a wonderful family, my wife Sarah and our 3 kids, Kaden, Claire, and Charlotte. I've always been a jock. Growing up, I played a lot of baseball, basketball, football, but I also swam and dove. I did 3 Ironmans. I did the one in Europe, I did the one in New Zealand, and I did the World Championships in Hawaii. The accident happened 2.5 years ago. It was an unusually hot day in January. It was January 18th. I'll never forget the day. My wife was pregnant out to here, and so my mother-in-law and I decided to take my little girl and my son down to the beach. And I had been playing in the water with my son with a boogie board, and I asked him if he wanted me to show him how that looks out in the ocean. And I got myself in a situation where I was facing a rogue wave, which was well over my head. And instead of dumping the boogie board and diving under the water like I should have done, I hesitated and the board caught flush with the wave and threw me up and flipped me down onto my head. And the impact felt like someone dropped me off of a 2-story building onto a parking lot. I thought that was it, because what happened was I got something called cord shock, which is a paralysis, so I was underwater paralyzed. I was looking up at the sun through the water thinking this is my last vision, and somehow I got a breath of air and I was able to call to the shore, and somebody came and pulled me out, and that's when the EMS ensued. It became clear that my neck was very, very badly injured, and it was decided that where I really needed to be was Stanford. What Dr. Park did was they went into the front, anterior, and they stabilized my neck by putting a plate in front. Then they turned me on my stomach and did the surgery to place metal rods and screws from C5 to T1, so that's 4 levels of titanium fusion to hold my neck in place. And in between are bone plugs that are now completely fused. I mean, this is my neck. This is your vertebral artery, you have your spinal cord, you have nerves and everything, and he's in there putting it all back together. I have surgery on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, Dr. Park comes in, and we talked about my wife being pregnant, and it just so happened that after he left that night, my wife went into labor. I was supposed to stay at Stanford for about 4 days. The next morning, they came in and said, "We're gonna let you go." It was very unusual, but it's because I was so stable from the work. Unless I got in a car accident or something on the way down to Santa Cruz, I was gonna be okay. And so I was able to leave Stanford, get down to Santa Cruz within an hour and a half, and I was able to cut my daughter Charlotte's cord. If it wasn't for Stanford Hospital and their care, my life would be completely different, and I'm lucky. My life is very, very good, and I am thankful to Stanford Hospital and Dr. Park for the unbelievable job they did with returning me back to who I am.